the Olympics, this is a time, guys, where 2 or 3 days away from the opening ceremonies, people are starting to get excited. I can't even imagine how NBC executives must be freaking out. They're looking at 7,000 hours of coverage, which they had planned in Tokyo. But there's a chance that this thing might not even happen even a couple days. COVID cases are rising a little bit. It's all relative, but, everybody's freaking out because you have so many media members over there, so anything's a big deal. The big thing, though, is with the women's gymnastics team, and that's Simone Biles, right? And she is what NBC is going to be hanging their hat on. She's going to be the biggest star at the Olympics. And now one of the alternates on the women's gymnastics team tested positive. So, you know what? What do you think right now, Gerard, as far as the level of apprehension for NBC, for IOC officials? Because on Tuesday, the head of the Olympics in Japan said, there's no guarantee these games are happening.
Yeah, I think that's I feel so terrible for athletes in general that have dedicated their entire lives for 4 years for this moment, and now they have to have this apprehension, like, the countdown. This is the payoff. We all practice. Like Iverson said it best. Practice. It's the worst. People don't like practicing. I've told this story before on the PBD podcast. When I was with the Cardinals in the minor leagues, one of their big things was embrace the suck. Embrace the suck. Like, it sucks. Don't think that people think because you're playing a game, like everything that you do about that game is fun. It's not. Most of being a pro athlete is pretty terrible, right? It really is. But then when you get that opportunity to perform under the lights, there's nothing on earth like it. So my heart is just kind of going out for the athletes, and I'm hoping everything goes smoothly and goes on without it.
It's a roller coaster ride, Jeff. It's unbelievable. I mean, they already had it delayed 1 year, right? So then they had to alter all their training and their travel and everything. But you want to see some of the stories out there? The media is really bitching too, because so many of the media members who had any sort of contact tracing, they're being quarantined for 14 days in their hotel. They're getting no food sent to them. They're on their own. They're ordering Japanese pizza. I don't even know where you get that, how you get that. Tokyo had 1,300 cases on Tuesday in a city of 13 million. They've got a state of emergency right now. It's just crazy. Do you look forward to the Olympics, Jeff? Are you going to be bummed if these don't happen?
I'm a big Olympic guy. I think my era, older guys, there's something cachet, right, about the Olympics. So my feeling, the Olympics is going to happen. It's going forward, come hell or high water, full speed ahead. Am I looking forward to it? Absolutely.
You know what? I don't watch NBC that much anymore, right? I don't watch network TV, so I haven't seen the promos. I haven't really gotten caught up in it, so I'm not that excited. I think it's one of those things, once you start watching it, you do. Do you think NBC will put any pressure on, and I'm being serious about this, do you think they'll put any pressure on Olympic officials to maybe misplace Simone Biles' COVID test? They can't afford to have her test positive.
Are you possibly claiming that this could somehow be manipulated for personal gain in some way or another?
They can't afford to not have her front and center.
Listen, man. We're starting this thing off hot, man. We're starting this thing off.
It's just simple. You can give me a yes or no, and I'll get you off the hook here, Gerard.
Come on, man. Dude, what are we doing here? How many in shape 24-year-olds have been seriously affected by this? That we're at some point this is performative. At some point this is health theater. At some point, man. Anybody who didn't want to be exposed, they had the opportunity to opt out. When everybody opted in, they signed up for this. They knew what they were risking, and they said, "Let's do it anyway, man. Let's compete,
Good
dude."
Point.
I don't know. I really, at some point, man, I think we're all adults. We're all consenting. And if people went over there, they went over there to compete. Let them compete.
I hope you enjoyed that short clip from episode 2 of Sports Now with Tom Zenner. There's more where that came from. Here's another short clip for you to click on from episode 2 or episode 2 in its entirety right here. And don't forget to subscribe to Valuetainment Sports.